I want to give a very strong disclaimer for this show as this episode is super dark. The views and opinions on this episode are that of the host and do not represent the views of Felony in Progress. The show will also contain graphic depictions of violence and strong language and occult themes. The show is not intended for listeners below the age of 18, so please be advised.
Hello, children, and thank you for joining me for this very special edition of Open Air Sonar. Before we get rolling, I just want to state that I am in no way a Satanist, and I do not subscribe to any organized religion for that matter. So this episode, I just want to, let you know that this episode is just for information, and it's not an endorsement of any political, particular faith-based institution or lifestyle. And if that's your thing, man, that's your thing, but I don't do that. But I have dubbed this show the Black Hole. So think about that for a moment. The most powerful and destructive force in the universe, an object that actually eats light. Well, folks, I suggest that you put the kids to bed and sit back and take a little journey with me, because we're going to go and sit at the event horizon and drop our fishing line into one of these gigantic singularities and hope that we snag a big one. Because think about that for a moment. What kind of sound would be generated from a black hole? Probably spaghettification of your ears, I would assume. But anyway, I will do my best to mimic that. And so before we kick off, I just wanted to take with the first artist, I wanted to read an email from Chad in Crescent City, California. God, I miss living in Humboldt County. But Chad writes, I listen to your show often, and I can't seem to grasp your favorite music. You seem to be all over the place. Anyway, if you can give me a little insight, I would really appreciate it. Thanks, Chad. All right, Chad, since you ask, I will try to explain the best way I can here. I try not to limit myself to just one style or genre of music, Some of my favorites would include, Alien Sex Fiend, Skinny Puppy, Warfect, I Love Death, even, Edith Piaf, blah, blah, sorry, Charles Aznavour, and, Otis Redding. I mean, I listen to it all, man. I can't get into, like newer hip-hop and stuff like that, but it's, it is what it is. So I hope I have given you some insight. So thanks, Chad, for the email. All right, people, let's get down to business. Mostly built on, the musical structure of black metal, death metal emerged in the 80s with bands like, Morbid Angel, Possessed, and, Autopsy, with, lyrical themes from slasher films and violence, political, religious, weird shit, even true crime. And, one of the bands, of the time who actually pioneered the genre better than, any other than, of course, but Death. So here it is, the title track from Death's 1987 release, Scream Bloody Gore. Stick with us, folks. It's going to get weird as we descend into the denseness of sound around. So this is Open Air Sonar. That was Death with Scream Bloody Gore from their 1987 release. That album has been widely considered to be the template for what we all consider death metal today. And, extremely innovative for the time. And I mean, it was just an all around record to begin with. But sadly, as we all know, Chuck Schuldiner died in 2001, and unfortunately, death died with him. So, anyway, wherever you are, Chuck, take care and thanks for the tunes. On to our next ear bleeder, shall we? These dudes were formed as Executioner in Tampa, Florida in 1984, and are also considered extremely instrumental in laying the foundation of what we consider death metal today. And by 1988, they were known as Obituary. So this is Download from a 1998 live concert. So let's keep following, people. This is Open Air Sonar.
All the way from Tampa, Florida, Obituary!
So that was Obituary with Download from their 1997 album Back from the Dead. So this album, it was their last album before the band went on a 6-year hiatus. During this period, the members went on to work on other projects like Lowbrow, 6 Feet Under, and Catastrophic. And then their return again in 2003, and in 2005 they released their reunion album Frozen in Time. And man, they came through Berkeley touring with a both. And I should have went. I knew I should have went, man, but I was thinking there was going to be time, and then fucking COVID hit and put a stop to all that. But, I was just being fucking lazy. And, yeah, so anyway, their cartoon videos are great, man. I mean, these guys have got, like, the best attitude in the world. They're cool as fuck. And anyway, if you get the chance, look at everything that Obituary's ever done, because really, man, it's fucking great. So, Anyway, we are going to get more deeper here, and we are going to hop across the pond to the UK, where we are introduced to the pioneers of gore grind. Are you guys ready to dive into some of this messy shit? So, this is Carcass. You know, their early works were considered splatter death metal on account of their morbid lyrics and gruesome album covers. This is Carcass with Unfit for Human Consumption from their 2013 album, Surgical Steel. Please stick around with me and let's see how bloody we get, people. This is Open Air Sonar. That was Carcass with Unfit for Human Consumption from the 2013 album Surgical Steel, which actually was their first studio album since their 96 release Swan Song. And, you know, with grindcore, you know, you can easily recognize this sound for its heavily edited, pitch-shifted, watery-sounding vocals and abrasive musicianships, you know, rooted in grindcore. And Carcass was no slouch when it came to this kind of sound, you know, especially with its use of medical terms and lyrics and song titles from plant and insect dictionaries. The band's lyrics also focus on animal rights issues. Walker and Still, the two founding members, are both vegetarians. Still used to be a vegan, and Walker was a hunt saboteur. Could you imagine him running out there with, you know, guys with fucking guns, and he's jumping in front of this fucking heavy metal dude jumping in front of him? But anyway, that was Carcass, so by all means, look at all the shit that they do because it's fucking great. And anyway, speaking of meat, we are going to get really disgusting here, people, and one of the most controversial bands to ever grace us with their presence. We're going to go a little further down the hall and to the home of the chicken wing people, Buffalo, New York, where in 1988 Cannibal Corpse was born. So I give you Cannibal Corpse with Murder Worship from their 2006 release, Kill. Please stick around. This is Open Air Sonar.
Terror's hate, the temple red.
That was Cannibal Corpse with Murder Worship from their 2006 album, Kill. Cannibal Corpse's lyrics and album and t-shirt and artwork have frequently featured transgressive and macabre imagery, including depictions of extreme violence and gore. The band has always defended this as artistic expression that is clearly fictional. In an interview for the documentary Metal, A Headbanger's Journey, Corpse Grinder Fisher said that death metal is best understood as art, and claims that far more violent art can be found at the Vatican, pointing out that such depictions are arguably more transgressive because they actually happened. Some examples of Cannibal Corpse's most controversial song titles include I Come Blood, Meat Hook Sodomy, Entrails Ripped from a Virgin's Cunt, Necropedophilial, Stripped, Raped, Strangled, and Fucked with a Knife. These guys, they've been banned from pretty much, their albums have been banned from Russia, Germany, Australia. They went nuts. And their imagery is quite shocking, but their music it's not bad, man. It's really not bad at all. But on the same topic, George Corpse Grinder Fisher once said in an interview, "We don't sing about politics. We don't sing about religion. All of our songs are short stories that if anyone would so choose, they could convert it into a horror movie. Really, that's all it is. We like gruesome, scary movies, and we want the lyrics to be like that. Yeah, it's about killing people, but it's not promoting it at all. Basically, these are fictional stories, and that's it. And anyone who gets upset about it, it is ridiculous." Anyway, there is a Cannibal Corpse for you. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a break now. We got to pay the bills around here, so here's a little advertisement, and I'll shoot a little nice music for you. So stick around because it's going to get really dark in this second half, people. This is Open Air Sonar.
You comfortable, Reagan?
Yes,
How old are you?
12,
Is there someone inside you?
sometimes. Mother, what's wrong with me?
The whole bed was rising off the floor and shaking.
Do you have any religious beliefs?
You ever heard of exorcism? I'm only against the possibility of doing your daughter more harm than good.
Nothing you can do could make it any worse.
I've never met one priest who has performed an exorcism. Not one. Do it again.
In time.
No, now.
In time.
88 doctors, and all you can tell me is you're sorry.
Your daughter doesn't say she's a demon. She says she's the devil himself.
That thing upstairs isn't my daughter.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Okay, children, at this point we have reached the point of no return in our journey through Open Air Sonar's Black Hole Journey. I hope you guys enjoyed that Exorcist clip. I actually, had the opportunity to meet Linda Blair, and she truly is a super cool lady. I had a lot of fun hanging out with her, and yeah, she was just amazing. But anyway, we are to our black metal section of the show. Now, black metal came about in the early 80s with experiments from, bands like Venom, Bathory, and Merciful Fate, Celtic Frost, and this is known as the first wave. Then the second wave came with Norwegian bands like Mayhem and Dark Throne, and, with Mayhem going as far as burning 15th century stave churches to the ground and even committing murder in the name of their sound, which basically I find fucking ridiculous. But if you ever read the book Lords of Chaos, it's actually pretty good. Don't watch the movie. The movie's fucking stupid, and they call it a fictional account. But yeah, I would stay away from that if I were you. But read the book. Anyway, I will throw you a little comical black metal your way. This is, this is from a Both, and the guy is actually funny as fuck. I don't know if he means to be funny as fuck, but he is. So this is My Dimension from their 2000 release, Damned in Black. Stay tuned, people, and let's lay on some corpse paint, because this is Open Air Sonar's Journey Through the Black Hole. Stick with us.
My travel in the dark and path.
That was Abath when he was with the band Immortal with My Dimension from their 2000 release Damned in Black. You know, Abath is from Norway, and, you know, he brought a comical element to black metal. And, you know, most of these guys, you know, when they make their corpse paint, you know, it's all runny and, you know, it looks like it's been thrown on, and it's, you know, it's made to look shattered and, you know, make you look like a dead person. But Abath, he made perfect straight lines with his corpse paint, and they were triangles that come out from his eyes. But anyway, it was pretty funny. His interviews are absolutely fucking hilarious. So, and at the 2016 Hellfest, he came hauling ass down this hill, and he's got a guitar in hand, you know, and I mean, he's running for the stage, the crowd's going mad, and, you know, right before he gets to the bottom, blam, he does a face plant and skids across the ground. And, you know, I don't know if he did it on purpose or he actually fell, but he really is the Peter Griffin of black metal. So, by all means, get the chance. And, you know, in 2019, this is where it kind of went downhill for him. They were in Buenos Aires. They were doing a show. He's 2 hours late. Not only is he 2 hours late, he's shit-faced drunk. They play 2 songs, and after that, he falls face first into the crowd. The police showed up. The band quit. They were out of there. So, and ever since then, he went to rehab, and I haven't heard anything new on, you know, Abath, or if they're going to start playing again or anything like that. But hopefully he's doing better. So anyway, we are going to leave Norway now and head to Poland, where we will enter the world of Behemoth, where critics have dubbed them extreme metal. So this is Behemoth with God Equals Dog from their 2018 release, I Loved You at Your Darkest. Keep hanging in with me, people. This is Open Air Sonar. That was Behemoth with God Equals Dog from their 2018 release, I Loved You at Your Darkest. Now, when they came out with that video, man, for that, and they popped it up on YouTube, and it actually featured frontman Nurgle sodomizing a young woman with a bishop staff. So YouTube told them they either had to clean it up or get rid of it all the way. They cleaned it up. They didn't want to lose the viewers. You know how it is. And even frontman, Nurgle has mentioned that he does not like his band to be labeled, but I think we can agree this is a mix of death and black metal with whatever else. But they've caused a lot of controversy in their homeland, being banned from playing, and even in Russia. And in 2017, Nurgle was arrested for, ripping a Bible on stage. And I seen this band in 2009 and at Mayhem Festival, and they did not disappoint. I don't agree with a lot of their work, but, I respect them for doing it. And, it's what it is. But good luck to you, Nurgle, and maybe we'll hear a new album that's not a fucking Cure cover, dickhead. Yeah, he made a new song recently where he does a forest, and it's lame at best. But anyway, people, we are to our last two bands, and upon part of the show that I've kind of been dreading. These are the last two most evil bands that I have ever had the privilege of hearing, but I find their music kind of boring, really. But it's going to take us back to Norway, where in 1992 in Bergen, this band was conceived. Children, I Give You Gorgorath, with their title track from their 2000 release, Incipit Satan. You're going to want to stick around for this one, people. The controversy is thick, so stick around. This is Open Air Sonar.
Wow.
That was Gorgorath with their title track from the 2000 release, Incipit Satan. You know, Gorgorath has massive stage setups, complete with sheep's heads mounted on stakes and barbed wire, naked crucified models, and also fire-breathing pyrotechnics. In Krakow, Poland in 2004, they were investigated for breaking decency laws. In 2007, Gall was investigated by Norwegian police, whom he stated, "Church burnings are things I support 100%, and they should have been done much more, and will be done much more in the future." The band has also been investigated for assaults and animal cruelty. Personally, I think they're fucking idiots, and to believe that Satanists or not, you know, if they believe in Satanism or if they're true Satanists, which I highly doubt, because true Satanism is not about blood and guts and death and assault. It's about indulgence and doing what you want as long as it doesn't hurt other people. But their form sells records, and you know that's what they like. So, all right, people, on with the last band. I have been dreading this, but here goes, okay? This band is pretty much the founding principle of what is called DSBM, or Depressive Suicidal Black Metal, with lyrics themes revolving around death and misanthropy and insanity and suicide. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Silencer with Sterile Nails and Thunder Bowels from their 2001 release, Death Pierce Me. Okay? Stick with us, people. This is really going to get weird, I promise. This is Open Air Sonar. That was Silencer with Sterile Nails and Thunderbells from their 2001 release, Death Pierce Me. It's fucking unlistenable is what it is, but it is what it is and I respect their work. But the band is actually fronted by a strange man known as Natram, and the one live set they did was only 11 minutes long. He refused his face be shown in any pictures and wore a mask, and even took pig hooves and taped them on for hands. The band has never, ever given an interview, and during the recording of this album, his brother apparently took an axe to the head of a small child who lived next door, and then ended up taking his own life. And then also after recording, or during recording actually, Natram sliced up his own arms during recording and ended up in a mental institution thereafter. Now here's the question. Did the devil make him do it? You know, I don't think so. I think they were just mentally ill people who took their art to the limit. It's not for me, but I find it a little boring and unlistenable too, but I respect that they made it. We seem to be a country caught in a dilemma. You know, we yell Christian values, you know, stop abortion, but our leaders don't blink when children are left to die at our borders or fleeing violence that the U.S. causes with its own appetite for narcotics. Or when, you know, we drop bombs from miles high and kill innocent civilians. You know, we complain about homelessness, but yet do nothing to provide solutions. And it's been a problem since we were founded, man. There's been homicide, drug. Everybody wants to go back to the way they used to be. And when? Tell me when we didn't have any of these bad things that were all created by man. You know, our leaders drape themselves in massive wealth while their constituents starve. And, Cambodia, Rwanda, millions died. We just sat idly by and did nothing. But yet we scream that we're good Christian people. I guess there was just no money to be made over there. This country is so preoccupied with money that is the driving force of our society, which is, I find, completely ridiculous. And these guys have also found that niche with making this kind of music. There's people out there that actually buy this shit. So I believe currency to be the true holder of evil in the world, and people kill for it. They die for it. They lie for it. They cheat, steal, you name it. I have come to the belief that as long as I'm a good dude, my next plane of existence will be okay, instead of being ruled by fear of heading to a place I don't even fucking believe in, Hell, nobody wants to go to hell, but I don't even believe the fucking place exists, okay? So, what did we learn today? That organized religion can be just as bad as some fringe belief in the devil? Rightly so, but... So I'm going to cut out now, okay? And I'm going to leave you guys with a song that I think is going to be good for now, because there's one way to get out of the darkness is to look for the light. And take care of yourself, people, okay? And be good to one another. And I'll make sure to check you later. This is Tony saying goodbye, and this is Ghost's cover of Here Comes the Sun. Take care, everybody. We'll see you again.
Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say